really underscore that no question is a bad question. And we want you to feel familiar with the document so that you can move around and look for answers, but also find more sort of information to help you shape your questions. So moving forward, I'm just going to scroll down to say that there is an executive, or first we have a welcome from Dr. Williams. We just want to thank Dr. Williams and the support across the agency to be able to create the integrated guidance. Again, it's not a small undertaking and we're all in this together. And after that, we have an executive summary. And so for those of you who have a little background knowledge, some background knowledge, this really can highlight what's changed in this update. And I'll just go over them because they are the things that a lot of recipients were asking for. So we have some changes in the application, like a longer period for applicants to submit their application. That was something they asked for. We are welcoming in some new programs like the Early Literacy Success Initiative, the school district grants, and Career Connected Learning. So we've changed some of our application questions, and that affects the criteria, all based on what the programs are. We've also made some changes to the review process, shifting some formats. Again, we're really responsive to questions from the field. There have been some changes to our programs, and so those changes have been reflected. And also we have some new appendices, and I'll go into the importance of appendices in just a minute. But the executive summary is a helpful thing, and we've definitely shared it with folks in the field who say, well, what's changed? And we point to this. So moving on from the executive summary, we move into the application preview. And this may feel like the cart before the horse, like we're putting the application way up in front. And this process is about so much more than the application that the recipients are going to submit. And they asked for it to be in the front because they found that when they really needed it, it was like crunch time, they're working on their applications, they had a hard time finding it amongst the many pages. So we put it in the front so that when they need it, they can find it, but it does not mean that we want them to start there. But since it is here at the front, I'll just point out that we have several versions of the application that are included in this section. So we've got some information here about the key dates so that it's also helpful for you. We have information about different types of applicants. And then again, the application window. And then we're giving a preview of the application. We're calling it a preview here in the written guidance because it is potential that we might have to change something, perhaps just a spelling error or punctuation, but we want to make sure that the recipients know that there's a preview. And then we've got here the different scenarios that an applicant may apply, and we have a link to the specific application and the questions that that applicant would answer. So I'm just opening up probably our most common, or one of our common, for a K6 or K8 grantee. So you could check out those different application versions, and they have customized questions for the different applicants. Moving on, I'm going to go down to a really important page, the table of contents. And I'm just really going to stay on the table of contents to point out the main sections should you want to start getting familiar with them. So the first section, integrated programs, is something that goes over kind of the high level of the application process and also talks about how our programs have been integrated. Effective planning and financial stewardship talk about the programmatic planning and financial planning that districts need to go through in order to prepare their application. Then we move into some sections about how plans will be reviewed, evaluated, and finalized, performance frameworks, and reporting. So these are all kind of in like application's been done and now we're doing review, or then the implementation and the reporting. And then finally, we have a section that's all about the supports that we're offering in the professional learning, technical assistance, and coaching that we offer in order to support the successful implementation of plans. This section also talks about corrective actions and other kind of directed moves that we might have to make if an applicant wasn't successful in implementing their plan. So these are really focused on pieces that all districts need in order to produce their plan and also then follow up with sort of the reporting and such. Then we get to the appendices, and the appendices, we've got, this is not like your biological appendix, because we've got a lot of them, many more than the one you have, or maybe you don't have, and you didn't need it. But these appendices are pretty vital. They really focus in. I just love that I made Tobin laugh so much. This is great. Hopefully I made you guys laugh too. These appendices are focused in on specific either groups of a specific type of school, a specific part of the process, really critically important components like the community engagement toolkit, how we're what we expect for equity lenses and tools and how they're implemented. We've put them in the appendices so that they don't get lost again in the body of these main sections. And also so we can pull them out is like, because we'll format them all on the website as being like 1 or 2 or 3 pagers, so that then you could pull them out and read them independently.